Sup everyone, it's your homegirl Manders. That was for my friend Manny. I love you. That's not gonna actually be my intro because that I can't pull that off. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Amanda. I know that this is not content that you're normally used to getting from me, but I am trying to branch out. I'm a film major, so I'm trying to talk more about film, and I thought that this would be a really great way to start introducing it into my channel. I know that we're already in November. I'm very aware of that. It's just you can't expect too much from me. I'm already posting more than I've been posting in a minute. So, we take what we can. The health video will come. I logged every movie I saw this month on Letterboxd. So if you guys want to follow me on there, please do. I'll follow back because I love watching and reading other people's reviews on movies. It's like one of my favorite things to do. With all that being said, I think we can get started on today's video. What I watched in October. I hadn't watched Coraline since the first time I watched it at the age of like 6, and I couldn't fall asleep. I kept having nightmares because I thought that bitch was gonna get me. Coraline and her family move into a new house. Her parents are very busy writing books about plants, so she feels very neglected. She discovers a door in her new house to an alternate universe which parallels a lot of her life. In this parallel universe, Coraline's other parents pay attention to her, they love her, and they make her happy. This alternate world is a paradise until her other family wants to keep her trapped in this universe forever. This movie was just really cool to rewatch, especially now after all those years that I have been traumatized by it. Definitely a great watch. I swear to God, I've seen this movie like 15 times, but this time I watched it with my mom, and Encanto's really become a comfort movie to me now. I mean, who doesn't love a musical story with a Hispanic family that have powers? The Madrigal family was blessed with a miracle. Each member would have a special gift. All of them except for Mirabel, our protagonist. We see the Madrigal family preparing for Toñito's gift ceremony. The tensions are high. After Maribel's gift ceremony, there is literally no telling what could happen this time. Except everything goes fine until Maribel starts noticing that there might be a danger to the miracle and that she's the only one that can stop it. I personally love seeing Hispanic representation on screen just because I am Hispanic, and this movie is so good in so many ways, whether it be the lyrical genius of Lin-Manuel Miranda or the crazy, incredible animation. The movie is just incredible overall. I had seen a lot of people on YouTube talk about Do Revenge, so I decided to check the movie out. Drea's sex tape was released by her now ex-boyfriend Max, going back to school in the fall with no friends, until she finds a new friendship in Eleanor. Carissa had done Eleanor dirty by spreading a rumor about her, and so now Drea and Eleanor have decided to come up with plans to do each other's revenge, hence the name Do Revenge. I ultimately thought the movie was okay. It felt very woke and Gen Z targeted, which I know is the point, but it just wasn't for me. But be sure to check the movie out yourself. A lot of people gave it a lot of really positive reviews, so I rewatched this movie because I wanted to feel heartbreak, and let me tell you, 500 Days of Summer is definitely the type of movie you rewatch after a heartbreak in your life, and every time you watch it, you find a new and even more beautiful meaning to it. A hopeless romantic falls in love with someone who doesn't believe in love. Tom, our hopeless romantic, falls in love with Summer, our non-believer. We see Tom get dumped, and then we are shown their relationship through 500 days. It's a beautiful story, and I truly love it so much. It's incredible. I don't really know what more there is to say. This is definitely the type of movie you have to feel, so go ahead and give it a watch for sure. I love Andy Samberg. Everything he touches turns to gold, and I recently started getting into stoner comedies, which in my mind is a genre, and this movie was just so it for me. Connor, previously known as Kid Connor from the popular hip-hop group called Style Boys, is about to drop his second solo album. His first was a record-breaking success, and we get to see what it looks like for a star to go down. I think the best part about this movie is the music. The songs are just so bad, and it's hilarious. The best part about comedy movies is you don't know where it's gonna go, and this movie does some crazy shit. I loved it. What an iconic movie. This is what really gives me Halloween vibes. I used to watch these movies when I was a child, so they have a lot of nostalgia to them. 3 siblings follow their grandmother, who's a witch, home to Halloween Town, a town town of all kinds of supernatural creatures. Marnie, our main character, discovers that she's a witch and she has to find what is destroying Halloween Town before it's too late. It's just a really cute and nostalgic movie. I love rewatching it during October. I saw this with my friend Joshua and we were just laughing and having a good time the whole way through. I had always heard really good things about this movie and all of them were true. Mr. Fox promised his wife that he would stop selling chickens in order to raise their kid together. After 12 years, Mr. Fox breaks this promise. He creates a master plan for the best heist that the world has ever seen. The movie is so quick and charming. The director, Wes Anderson, from what I've seen, does this a lot. I watched The Grand Budapest Hotel and it's one of my favorites. I really like that quick-paced type of storytelling and he does it so well. Some people get it and some people don't. This movie is pretty much a bunch of rich Gen Zs playing Among Us in real life. The game Bodies, Bodies, Bodies is played in the dark, and when somebody finds a body, they scream, "Bodies, bodies, bodies." Everyone discusses who they think the murderer is, except the game takes a turn for the worse. Dun dun dun. I truly thought the movie was amazing. In my opinion, the critics weren't kidding when they called it Gen Z's movie. I thought it was amazing. I think everybody should watch it. It's crazy. I am a simple woman. The reason I clicked on this movie was because I saw Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone acting together. And as a La La Land whore, I had to watch it. Cal's wife confesses that she's been cheating on him. And so Cal decides he's gonna go on a little hoe phase. I love when you don't have to think very critically of movies and they're just entertaining and you have a good time. Honestly, I thought the movie was pretty enjoyable. This was a rewatch for me, and this movie is just always really good. My favorite thing to do is to try to hear whenever Emma Watson slips into her British accent. It's so funny. I love her so much. She does it in every movie. Our main character, Charlie, is an introverted boy who's coping with the suicide of his best friend and dealing with PTSD. He starts high school and becomes friends with seniors who expose him to new experiences. This movie always leaves me with a little pit in my stomach. This is also just a feel movie. That's the best way I can describe it. It's a must watch for sure. I've never been a Brad and Angelina fan, so I'm not really caught up on the lore, but from what I've heard, this is the movie that they met through, I think. That could also just not be true because my 50-year-old immigrant father was the one who told me that, so I don't know how accurate that is. Anyways, two spies marry each other without knowing that they're both spies. This movie's cute, and the only way you'd catch me recommending this movie would be if you asked me specifically for an insignificant movie to play like in the background. You know, there's no substance. It was cute. It was fun. My lovely friend Christian really wanted to watch this movie while we were at an Airbnb. I actually vlogged that weekend, so if you guys want to check it out, it is in the description down below and also at the little I. We watched this movie, and the way he pitched it to us was by letting us know that it was a horrible movie. And that's exactly what it was. You really can't hear the audio or the dialogue in general. The story is crazy. The killer never uses an axe. This is obviously not a recommendation unless you really want to watch a bad movie with your friends. It's kind of fun. My brother actually recommended me this movie. Our main character and her group of friends go to her aunt's mansion. Obviously, shit starts to get a little supernatural. I think what really sets this movie apart is how visually stimulating this movie is. Horror movies nowadays seem very similar to me in terms of how they look. It's always dark, quiet, and there's always a lot of blood. But this movie takes such a different approach to horror. They show you bright colors and pretty landscapes, and that's kind of what makes it creepy. It's a really cool movie. I honestly really recommend it. I was on Letterboxd looking for recommendations when I stumbled upon a list called Movies That Are Better When You Know Nothing About Them. On this list was Dear Zachary, a letter to a son about his father. The way this movie was structured and edited really made me love this story even more, and the movie was just crazy. Oh my god. This is the last time I take recommendations from Letterboxd ever again. good.
But I'm not going to tell you anything about the plot, just simply so that I can pass this on with the same way that I watched it by knowing nothing about it. Maybe I'm just too old to be watching these types of movies, but it just did not do it for me. I just wish the writers had maybe taken the story a little more seriously, and it would have felt a little less stupid. Outfits are obviously gorgeous, and Netflix never fails when it comes to set design and costume design, but the story really falls flat for me. Sophie has known her whole life that she was meant to be a princess. Her bestie, Agatha, just wants to move out of her town. Sophie writes to the School of Good and Evil, and somehow they decide that they're gonna pick her up. Instead, Sophie and Agatha are both captured by some weird ghost dog, and Sophie is dropped off in the school for evil, and Agatha is dropped off in the school for good. I think it's a really interesting plot. I just think that the writing, it was very clearly meant for a younger audience, and maybe I'm just getting too old for these types of movies that they seem silly to me, but I felt like it had a lot of potential that it just didn't live up to for me. My brother had heard about this movie and we watched it together. I've recently started to watch a lot more of black and white films because, I don't know if you guys know, but I'm a film major. An alien pulls up to Earth and says that we need to become peaceful, or the Earth would be destroyed on the basis of being a threat to other planets. And so for some reason, I can't remember, the alien starts living on Earth and adapting to the culture. I honestly thought it was a really cute movie to watch. It's pretty good for the 1950s. Originally, I had watched MEMENTO for my philosophy class last year, and after having finished the movie, I had to watch 2 separate video essays on it because I was so confused. I rewatched the movie with my brother. Our main character has a condition that doesn't allow him to make new short-term memories. He forgets any new memories, so in order to catch his wife's rapist and murderer, he writes down everything. I think it's a really cool movie. I love the unreliable narrators, and the story is told from end to beginning, so it's a really interesting twist to the story.
Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. It's currently 3 a.m., so I'm trying to be as low as humanly possible, but still trying to sound excited. How am I doing? Be sure to follow me on Instagram and make sure to subscribe if you made it this far into the video. Let me know if you guys want more film content. I would really love to make some more for you guys. Thanks again. Bye.